Greetings, people of the internet. It is officially the final episode of the very first season of Retrospective. I need to stop licking my upper lip. But anyway, so to end off the first season, I'm gonna take a swig of my Mandarin soda, and I'm gonna review some games. Several, actually. I'm going to be doing several reviews in this final episode, just to kind of cram them all into a single episode, just so I can brush them off to the side for next year, because next year I'll be getting a new PC, and hopefully I'm going to review a ton of more games. But today I'm going to be showing off the games that I will be reviewing. Games I'll be reviewing are Fallout 3, Oblivion, Morrowind, and Fallout New Vegas. I plan on doing just 4 separate episodes, but that's going to take way too long to review each and every game. So, to commemorate the final episode of Season 1 Retrospective, I'm going to be reviewing all 4 of these. So, the very first game that I will be reviewing is Fallout New Vegas. Now, Fallout New Vegas is by far the oldest game that I have in terms of when I got it. Because I got Fallout New Vegas all the way back in 2021. And I got Morrowind and Fallout and Oblivion all last year. So, this is my favorite game out of the bunch. And, so yeah. Fallout New Vegas, Ultimate Edition, by the way. And, okay. This was a very special game of mine. Because all the way back in 2021... right after I started this channel, that was the first game that I got. I got this back in 2020 because I got this for Christmas. Yeah. And so, because I got this for Christmas, I spent all my free time just playing Fallout New Vegas. And Fallout New Vegas is a very special game to me because I've always wanted to get Fallout New Vegas. Played it before. Loved it. This is one of my many 10 out of 10 games. There are very little flaws in this game. Aside from the glitches you can do in the game, which are great and all, but it's whatever. But the cool thing about Fallout New Vegas is the story, which I can say for almost all of the games here. Maybe not Morrowind, because it's, not as straightforward as the others, but it's still whatever. So Fallout New Vegas is about a courier or a delivery man who gets into the line of fire and gets shot by this guy named Benny, played by the late and great Matthew Perry, who died not too long ago. And he plays probably my favorite character in the game, Benny. Checkered suit, if you know who I'm talking about, congrats. And so Benny shoots this guy. And then because he shoots this guy, basically he goes on this adventure to avenge Benny. No. Get revenge on Benny, not avenge him. And so that leads into all this cool stuff, which Fallout New Vegas is one of the main games that is mainly story-driven. The story is the most important part of the game. And you can also say that about Fallout 3 and Oblivion, which, now that I think about it, I'm not going to do a review on either of these games. Actually, I will. So, aside from the story of the game, Fallout New Vegas was, if I'm not mistaken, released in 2012, which I believe this was the second game Bethesda released after Oblivion. No, it's the first game they released after Skyrim, not Oblivion. So this game holds a lot of meaning to me because of this was the first ever Fallout game I was ever introduced to. In fact, I played this long before I played this. You see that? Fallout 3. I don't know why, but Fallout 3 was just not really a game that I was really into a whole lot. And then I got into Fallout 3, and then Fallout 4, then Fallout 1, then Fallout 2, then Fallout Tactics, and then Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. Remember that game? I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole, but Fallout New Vegas is one of my all-time favorite games, and I love it because it has a story-driven impact on you. You make a lot of friends and you make a lot of enemies on the way, depending on the way you choose. Also, it's also amazingly a choice-based game. You can go one direction where you can side with a very, very notorious army, or you can side with a very crazy guy who kind of asks you to track down this chip, if you know what I'm saying. And basically, just has you go on a bunch of quests with him, and you can choose to be his partner in crime or Kaiser, his partner in crime. And then there's like the NCR and then a bunch of other random crap that I also love about the game. But so far, excellent game. 10 out of 10. There's no other reason saying it. I do not have any downsides to this game. It's not difficult. You can actually choose your difficulty, like right from the start. Morrowind, I think we had to wait until Oblivion until we get to choose our difficulty. But yeah, Fallout New Vegas, pretty good game. So on to the next one, Morrowind, the only physical original Xbox game that I own, just because it is an Elder Scrolls game. I used to own this game on PC, and from what I've played, it's not terrible. But it's also not the greatest game in the world. You see, the reason why I like Fallout New Vegas is because of how simple it is. You know, they don't really have to explain much to you. Sometimes you have to look up tutorials to get from one place to another, but the cool thing about Fallout New Vegas is because of how evolved it was from, say, Oblivion. Unfortunately, with Morrowind, it's probably not my favorite game out of the four here, because unfortunately there are more flaws in this than there are out of all of these. One of the main things being the combat system, where if you're a very low leveled person or player, then you're probably not going to be very successful when it comes to combat. The hit system, where you slash at an enemy, there's a decent chance it's going to miss. Alright? That's just how the combat system in Morrowind works. And also, it takes a very long time to level up, and you have to go through this very long process. And also, since it's on the original Xbox, of course there's glitches. When I played this game on my Xbox 360 using my Xbox 360 hard drive, I became a freaking god in the game because of how easy this is to glitch. And also, there's a couple of cheat codes in the game where you can upgrade your health, fatigue, and stamina. So there's that, if I'm not mistaken. But the unfortunate thing is that the glitches in this game make it fun. But if the glitches are more fun than the actual game, that's my main debate here. So, aside from the glitches being great and the hit system and the combat just being god awful, what do I actually think about this game? Because I haven't really said whether or not it's a good game or if it's a bad game. I have just been right in the middle. I think the game is okay. For the time, it was probably one of the best, and it was the best Elder Scrolls game around, because a lot of people waited for this game to release, because I believe it was originally going to release in like 1998, and then it was pushed back until 2002. Thank God it was pushed back, because Morrowind in 98, no. And so, as you can see, this probably has the most flaws out of the four, and I just think that it's a 6 to 7 out of 10. From what I've played of the game, I have beaten. Yes, I've actually beaten all of the games that you're seeing here. Morrowind is actually the hardest game out of the four in terms of getting into it first. Because once I got into Morrowind, I really, really, really wanted to go back to Skyrim. And because of that, I had mixed feelings about the game. And so, yeah, 6 out of 10, give or take, is what I would give this game. And now, we are getting to one of the many double packs of the video. Oblivion and Fallout 3. Now, Fallout 3, I'm not going to go into too much depth into it because, unfortunately, I've only played this game like once or twice on Xbox because, well, it's very difficult in the beginning, but I'm going to get into it. But I'm going to be now reviewing Oblivion. So, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is probably my second favorite out of the bunch because I actually play Oblivion a lot, alright? I used to own it on PC. I technically still do on GOG. I believe I had it on GOG. I don't remember if it was GOG or Steam, but I had the game, beat it, didn't have too much issues. And then I got to the Xbox version, which, unfortunately, the Xbox version is not really as good. It was really hard getting from PC controls onto an actual controller, which you can really say that about any game. And I don't think it's a terrible game. But, like I said, this one does have its flaws, but it's not as flawed as, let's say, Morrowind. So, what are my honest thoughts about the game? Well, I really like the story. You know, you're a prisoner, basically watching your king die, and he makes you do this quest where you get to find his sons, and if their sons say, okay, I'll help you because you're friends with my dad, or they're just like, nah, then that's kind of the iffy thing. And then there's all the guilds. Oh yeah, guilds are probably, this is probably my favorite thing in terms of factions. So factions in each game, or each of the Elder Scrolls games, because there's like the Dark Brotherhood, which basically you kill people. There's the Thieves Guild, where you steal things. There's the Fighters Guild, which I believe didn't return in Skyrim, and instead we got the Companions, which I'm going to get into the Companions in a totally different video when I talk about factions in the Elder Scrolls series. And then there's the Mages Guild, where you get to practice magic and stuff. And that's about it. You can also fight in this nice big arena, which was also nice. Becoming the arena master is a pretty good feeling. And I'm also an achievement hunter, and so going through the entirety of Oblivion uh, on Xbox was really fun. Until, and this is another big flaw of the Elder Scrolls series, vampirism. So the main thing that I dislike about the Elder Scrolls 4 and the Elder Scrolls 5 is when you get vampirism, which is basically a disease where you become a vampire. And unfortunately, you being a vampire means you can't be out in sunlight or you can't be outside during the day, which really sucks considering the fact that I do most of my quests during the day. And I did a few quests on my main profile on Xbox, and when I got vampirism, I didn't really think it was that big of a deal until right when I died, it auto-saved. And that's a major issue because I usually do not save when playing Elder Scrolls games, which obviously I solved my issue by saving more often, but because of that mistake, which was mainly my fault, I just never really was able to beat the game. And yeah, so Oblivion, not too terrible. And then probably the fastest one out of the three, Fallout 3. It's okay. I don't think it's terrible, but I also don't think it's the greatest game in the world. I've beaten it. It was meh. There's just way too much behind Fallout 3 for me to even really care about it. I just bought this bundle because it had a Fallout game and an Elder Scrolls game. And when I tried doing it on Xbox 360, it was very difficult. I died a bunch of times. I had to do this quest where I had to go to a freaking mall to get food rations so I could allow people in the town to get food. And then I was freaking attacked by a bunch of bandits, which sucked. Oh yeah, console commands is another main topic for all four of these games. So there is a reason why I like the PC versions of all these games over the console versions is because of console commands. Now, Morrowind actually does have cheats that sort of help you when doing the game. Unfortunately, all the other games, no. Skyrim is probably the closest we have gotten to cheats, sort of with stones, which allow you to get a specific perk and all this stuff, which I wouldn't exactly say they're cheats. I'm just saying they're kind of like cheats. But when it comes to Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, and Oblivion, no. You got to figure everything out by yourself. And also, when you're on PC, you can toggle God mode. You can discover all locations in the game. You can have your character have 1 billion coins. You can have your character have 1 billion health, 1 billion fatigue, a billion stamina. Or you can have them being able to carry like 1 billion pounds. And so, console commands is kind of what makes the PC versions a lot more fun. And yeah, this is another major standing point of the Fallout series and the Elder Scrolls series is that console commands makes everything fun. With Morrowind, getting my character to actually be able to hit enemies was a lot of fun. With Fallout New Vegas, having the right amount of coins and resetting my notoriety for the NCR because I kept getting... Because there was an NCR officer always stopping me on my adventures and be like, hey man, if you don't fix this, we're going to come after you. And so when I was on PC and I was actually able to do that, I was like, okay, resetting notoriety. And then when I realized I can actually do that, I also reset my relationship with freaking Kaiser's faction. And everything about console commands and everything about Bethesda games is kind of what always make it fun. But all good things must unfortunately come to an end. As, unfortunately, Elder Scrolls 6, no new Fallout game in the past, 8 years almost? It's sad. Okay? it's very sad that we haven't gotten any new fun experiences. And if you call Fallout 76 a Fallout game, that's on you. And if you call Elder Scrolls Online mainline Elder Scrolls, then that's on you. But when it came to old school games like this, they had their charms. All right, I love each and every one of these games, not as equally, but I can say I love them equally. And it's just like I said, each of these games has their own flaws. Each of these games has their own positives, and I don't care what any of y'all do. If you come and attack me because of my views in the comment section, you do you. But all I just want to say is that Bethesda games all have a special place in my heart. Even if it's like an older Fallout game or an older Elder Scrolls game, unless we're talking Elder Scrolls Redguard or Battlespire or Arena, then there's that. But all I just want to say is thank you all for supporting me with this journey throughout the past 5 years. Yeah, I've been on YouTube for the past almost 6 years out, almost. 2018 is when I started YouTube. So yeah, almost 6 years on this platform, early 2018. So there's that. But I just wanted to say thank you all for supporting me down this very long road. I didn't think I would really make it this far due to how fucked up my mental capacity is. I'm surprised I've even made it this far. But another quick announcement is that this is going to be my last video of the year. Unfortunately, I don't exactly have the mental capacity to carry out the series anymore, at least not for this year. And I do plan on releasing the full first season on YouTube someday, probably next year, when I get a computer that can actually edit things. But yeah, thank you for all supporting me down this very, very, very long road. And I wish you all the best, and I will see you all in 2024. Bye.